Welcome back, week 7 of UniSport Hub Match of the Day. And it's a big week. It's always a big week. It's getting to the business end of the season. But Carter, how are we doing?
Yes, it's another massive week, another absolute crazy result. I mean, we'll get into it as the video goes on, but we've got some comparisons coming up of how teams are doing compared to last season as well. Very interesting reading there. But yeah, more deliveries all around. My last week in New Zealand, I can't wait to be back. I've had to bring it all forward. I'm supposed to be home for Christmas, but decided couldn't miss the end of this season because it was just going to be too good to be true. And yeah, I think we get straight into the videos. We've got loads of highlights this week. Thanks everyone for sending them in. But first and foremost, they've done it again. Let's head at home to the unbeatable juggernauts in this league, Hartpury.
Yes, Hartpury versus East London. And you start questioning, can Hartpury do this whole season with just wins? And they're starting off strong here, 1-0 with a great header into the top corner of the net.
Yeah, I mean, if we've seen it in this season more than any, but always in this division, if you nail the set pieces, you're always going to stand a chance. And it's a fantastic delivery into the box. And don't be fooled, you have not just seen a replay again. That's just the same goal. They've recreated it in case you missed it the first time. I think it's the same man on the header. Fantastic delivery, absolutely on the dime. And 2-0 before the game's even started, really.
Yeah, they found some glitch there. They've practiced that one for sure, and then they're going to keep using that. I mean, 2 of the exact same goals pretty much. And here they go again.
They can't. They just can't. Surely East London have learnt from this. Oh my! It's across the line.
Oh no, he's absolutely.
Oh, the referee's looking at his watch. He's checking his watch there. Has it gone over? This can't be. Was this the entire game? I feel sorry for any East London people that went and watched this because you could have just come for 10 minutes and watched the free kicks being taken.
I mean, East London for sure put up a better fight on that one, but they just didn't quite do enough. And Hartpury, yeah, taking 3-0 lead this early into the game. And when you go 3-0 down to Hartpury, I mean, there's been some fairy tale stories of it happening, but it doesn't happen often. But a great goal from East London there to bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, and look, anything can happen under the floodlights. I'm sure they'll keep the belief right until the end. You can see the passers-by on the path there. They can't keep their eyes off this stuff. Tell them to get on the old hub. But yeah, fantastic stuff from East London, not rolling over. But that makes it 4-1 to Hartpury with a composed finish into the bottom left corner. Again, just battling away. They seem to just be content to chuck the ball into the box. And East London just struggling to deal with it at the moment. And it's just letting Hartpury tap them in. So yeah, 4-1, you would say it's a big ask now.
Yeah, refreshing to not see another one of the exact same crosses, but little foul in the box there. Oh, and a beautifully taken pen, 4-2. It might be a bit late though for East London here.
Yeah, I think foul's a strong word as well there. Referees give him that. I think there's a bit of sympathy in the game. The Lions come for a closer look. A fantastic performance by them and a valiant effort from East London.
Yeah, I mean, great result for Hartpury. They're looking strong as ever. We keep seeing it. They're ready for this cup. I'm sure they've got their eyes on a little double for this season. But we'll move swiftly into the next game. And how about a 4-goal thriller from 2 absolute rivals in Bath and Exeter?
Yes, and here we go. A derby day. In the Southern Premier Division. Exeter kicking us off with a corner, and it's a lovely header arriving at the perfect time to take them 1-0 up in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, we've seen these 2 teams go at it many times before, and Bath will not be happy about that. I'm sure there'll be some travelling fans as well for this one, because we know it's a big game indeed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just for reference, in the reverse fixture of this game, Exeter beat Bath 4-1 back at their place. So taking the early lead, going into half-time, I'm sure they're confident they can try and pull a result off here. But we'll have to see how it goes. Bath fighting back, though. It's not over yet. It's a great ball into the box. A lot of determination there. Get the equaliser. And big celebrations from the boys.
I mean, yeah, this is what Bath do. They always go fighting. We saw at the start of the season when they had a few poor results. But we knew very much they'll be picking things up as the season goes. And they're starting to look strong now.
Yeah, and it just feels like the next goal could be a big one here. You can Gaffer's giving some instructions there from the sideline. Put some swaz on it, Gromit, and he does. Straight into the top bins. Again, the crowd goes wild. You can actually see traffic stopping on the road behind to witness this. Keeper's got no chance. That really is a fantastic free kick. Could be a contender for goal of the season.
Yeah, to be fair, on the replay there, fully actually appreciated just how insane that was. I mean, definitely a contender for sure. It seemed too far out to shoot, but Exeter come back. Oh, they've nabbed it. Last few minutes of the game, Exeter get the equaliser to make it 2-2. And it's a great through ball here, completely splitting the defenders. What vision to find that.
Yeah, definitely. And you can tell by the way the crowd reacts, this must have been late on in the game. I think it was towards the end. But that will shape things up nicely. Full time 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 Bath Exeter. And we've got 3 for 3 this week in the Southern Prem. What an absolute treat that is. And it's a big game for sure. I mean, Chichester versus Cardiff Met, the Battle of the Seas. 5 goals, but who gets them?
Yes, you heard correctly. 5 goals in this one, and they're always big, thrilling games whenever these two sides meet. Chichester early on whipping the ball into the mixer. Goalie's had a nightmare. He's almost helped that one into his own net. I don't know if that will go down as an own goal or not, but you've got to give credit for the delivery in from the wings, and it's an early lead.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball in. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah, keeper's jumped in the complete wrong direction there. I think it does get on someone's head, so we'll give him a bit of a benefit of the doubt. But yeah, great result. Great start for Chichester so far.
And again, it's just the direct play that you get in this league. Cardiff Met doing the exact same thing down the other end, chucking some balls into the box, causing problems. As Darnell Fisher says, make defenders defend. And it's what they've done here. It's a lovely. We're going to say it's an intentional leave from the striker, just so he can come back and nick the goal second time round. Yeah, fantastic to equalise 1-1, and they'll be full of hope. The Archers now.
Yeah, one thing we do know is the Archers score goals. That's a guarantee. It's a given. So the only way you beat them is by getting more. And Chichester love a corner. Can they nab something here?
They've got enough goals to aim at. We'll see what happens. It's a lovely header down to the bottom corner. Fantastically done. And you would say now, taking the lead at home, come on, let's just see this one out. But some big lads in the box. Have students been growing since I was at university? And what are they feeding these lads?
Yeah, I don't remember being able to afford any of the proteins in the shopping aisles, so I'm not sure how they're doing that. But a good ball in here, and great header into the bottom corner. Cardiff Met with the equaliser. This is huge. We've said there's 5 goals, so we know one's coming, but who is getting this goal?
Well, if I had to put my money on it, it would be their Welsh national treasure, because they've somehow got Kiefer Moore playing up front. And if he carries on like this, yes, the long throw-ins. Keep the nuisance coming. Get it into the mixer, son. It's a floated ball in. Will he find anyone? Oh, it's gone past everyone in the box. It's not over yet. This is what we want to see. Fantastic goal there. Just what we want. There'll be a lot of football purists saying there's not enough quality in this, but they don't know what they're talking about. Lovely looped ball. If all else fails, do it again. Yeah, and fantastic to win the header determination. Top corner, 3-2. Yeah, wow. What a couple of games they were. I mean, start to finish, goals. As I say, I'm just loving the footballing content that we're getting delivered to us. Just pure determination. I would vote personally, new rules for the league, or at least the cup coming up next season. Let's just get rid of midfield. Let's just not have midfielders. Strictly wing backs and wingers, only allowed balls. The ball has to travel a minimum of 10 metres per pass, and preferably has to go in the air, because it's just making. They should take up basketball after this if the football doesn't work out, because the alley-oops that I'm seeing thrown into the mix are amazing. Goals. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need to get a header count going, because there's a lot of them. Long throw-ins, big balls in. Absolutely love to see it. I mean, I don't even know where we start here. When you get 3 games, it is content after content. But the one thing that's standing out to me there is that bar free kick. I know we can talk about the table, and we'll do so in a minute, but that was from so far out. I did not expect him to be whipping that one in the top corner.
Yeah, it's got everything that the perfect free kick has. As you would know, Rob, I've seen you. He's being very modest, everyone, but I've seen him ping a few of them into the corner from distance. It had lift, it had dip, it had swaz. It was perfect. And again, in a derby game, I think it's gone understated. The fact that no flares are going off just means it's clearly a midweek, and maybe the weather's not great. Bring the cup round and put that in against them, and I'll be on the pitch, rest assured. Yeah, fantastic goal. And just all round, I think you've got that. You've got some great goals in the other games. Hartpury, again, will always feel like they're not getting enough recognition here. But another 4 goals from them. I bet their goal difference is just looking revolting at this point in time. But yeah, all round, quality. Just quality in this division. And if you're scouts watching this, forget Premier League 2. Forget the academies. Step 24. Watch this, because these boys will go right to the very top. Mark my words.
Yeah, well, let's get out the table now. Let's have a little look at how teams are doing. And yeah, of course, Hartpury, top of the league, 5 wins from 5. We don't give them enough credit, but you're just that good. We know you're so good. You do all your talking in the matches. You can watch them. You can see how good they are. You can see the balls coming in. Look, 3 set pieces, exactly the same each time. It's just unstoppable. But some big things to look at is more at the bottom end of the table, to be honest, because East London do now drop to bottom on equals points with Chichester, but they do have that game in hand. But it's so close, 1 or 2 games and the whole thing changes. It's going to be hard. It'll be sad to see East London go down, but they are learning that these are tough teams. This is the top elite, top level of university football. You can't just come in here and walk through it.
100%, yeah. I think it's too early to call who's going to go here. The drop is looking scary. You've got some big teams down there, and like you say, East London would be the obvious choice as the newbies, but yeah, anything can happen. We've got a lot of games left, and they'll be definitely looking at this thinking we're not out of this yet. So very interesting to see how that pans out. But we can see in the highlights now that everybody's sending in, there's quality all around. There's no teams getting rolled over and having their bellies tickled. And yeah, we would say the same. Hartpury, let's have it right. I'll play devil's advocate here for a minute. These should be top of the table. If you went to these other teams in the league, I know Chichester, for example, if you went and asked them who should be top, when it comes to budgets, when it comes to scholarships, when it comes to getting the lads in, Hartpury have got the facilities, and this is a sporting university we're talking about here, so they deserve to be at the top, and they've put the work in, and that's why they're there. So we'll give them credit 100%. Some interesting stats for you up at the top of the table is this time last season, after 5 games, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on this, Hartpury were on top of the table again last season, still at the top, but they were on 12 points instead of 15. And as we know, Hartpury went on to not actually claim the title last season. So who knows? Will they be able to hold on to it this season? And actually, with the games in hand, their second closest chasers would probably be Cardiff Met, who this time last season, after 5 games, only had 4 points from 5 games, and now sit there with 9. So a big improvement for them. We're not going to take all the credit. That I'd say the freshers intake, likely was influenced by the amount of eyeballs that were on the Archers last season, with some serious content coming out from Hazard Jones. But yeah, good to see them improving, and we'll have to just see how they can go for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that is some top level analysis if you've ever seen it. And that's what you come here for. That's what, if you want the analysis, you want the goals, this is the place to be. You don't get much better than that.
Whiteboards next season. We're bringing whiteboards in next season.
Right, let's move on swiftly to the Northern Prem, where in the reverse fixture there was 10 goals, 9 of which went to Sterling. So let's see if Birmingham can do a little bit better this time. Yes, Birmingham at home this time, so they haven't got the excuse of the long coach journey. And we've seen Birmingham really pick up throughout this league, but we know Sterling, look, 4 in a row they did previously, they are no mugs for sure.
Yeah, and Sterling laying it on straight away thick here. They've got them right boxed in. Birmingham opting for the low block. You can see why. I think after conceding 9 goals, I too would just put one man up front and try and defend this clean sheet at home. But Sterling going to be tough to keep out. It's a good structure. They're working it into the box well, and it's a tidy finish for the goal. You'd say no one really too at fault for that. A lot of defenders back for Birmingham, but just the speed of this attack. Big work from number 7 here to just nudge that on. The man's found a bit of a pocket on the right-hand side, and it's a tidy finish. Again, you can't really blame the keeper for that. So a good goal to take the lead. And yeah, Birmingham now maybe feeling a bit worried.
Yeah, it was just Sterling showing their class there, pinging the ball about really nicely and getting that chance straight from the throw, and it was beautifully done. Sterling are going to get into a bit of a flow now, but we've seen Birmingham fight. We know they've been in this position before, and they always find a way. Great ball over. Can he get the shot away? Oh, it's a good save from the keeper.
Yeah, it's a good save. Like you say, yeah, we definitely think it's going to make the game more interesting now. Birmingham having to fight for it a bit more, and you can already tell the intensity's been upped by them. Some good individual talent on display, like we've seen before. Can they get a ball into the box? Yes, they can. Alley-oop, down to the back stick. Oh, it's a lovely finish. He's drilled that home, and the scenes go wild. Fantastic stuff. These boys knows what it means to get a goal against this Sterling team, and a fantastic one it was. Make it difficult for them. That's what we've been saying.
Fantastic point for Birmingham there, showing that that 9-1 was clearly an anomaly and will not be happening anytime soon again. But yeah, we'll get all the other results. 3-0 Loughborough against Newcastle. Loughborough they're in that flow now, aren't they? They've got the big boys in. They're now trying to pick up the points. They finally got off bottom of the table, overtaking Newcastle.
I mean, yeah, we can't just scroll past that, can we? Like, am I living in an alternate reality? The thing is, this is the magic of this division, and it's the reason that it is going to become the next biggest thing, is because you just get the refresh of teams. Again, I gave you some stats in the last one. I'm going to stick with it. This is what we do. I haven't slept in weeks putting all these numbers together. But the same point at this time last season, after 7 games, Newcastle were sat at the top of this league with 17 points. It's from 7 games. It's crazy. Now looking down at the bottom on 5 after the same amount of games, we can't overstate how much of a fall from grace this is. And we love the Newcastle boys, and like you say, it was the home form especially that made them so good last season. But they really need to just maybe have a look at themselves in the mirror now and think, boys, we could go down here after being sort of league champions. So yeah, but we can't take it away from Loughborough with the points deduction, with everything. Can you imagine what these team talks must be like? What would you give to be in this changing room? Neil Warnock is talking them through how to dismantle these boys. And 3-0 is dominant. It's convincing. And we love to see it. So yeah, massive win for them. Shame we didn't get the highlights, but like you say, you can just vision it in your head what those kind of scenes must have been like. And then yeah, taking us down, Heriot Watt at home. You'd never rule them out. It's a long way to go. No, but do you want to go to Heriot Watt away, Rob? No, you don't. But I tell you who does. The University of Nottingham. Because they're unstoppable. And at the moment, like you say, top of the league for them. Birmingham just after them. But yeah, you'd say a tough one for Heriot Watt. Leaves them maybe needing a win or a result from the next game for them.
I mean, yeah, big credit to Nottingham there. Like you say, Heriot, what a tough place to go. We'll get the table up and you can see Nottingham are on top. Nottingham having a fantastic season though. I think it's one of them where if you do just play an opponent that good, I wouldn't get too worried if I was Heriot Watt. They're picking up points, they're getting some good results. Like you say, maybe another 1 win, maybe 2 would be enough for them to give themselves a good position going into the cup. But Nottingham, yeah, looking real threat and taking this league in their strides. Great performances so far, and I'm sure they're going to continue that. But yeah, I mean, that's all the games for this week. We'll get all the fixtures for next week. As we said, we're in the business end now. These positions are crucial, so these games are going to be big. You want to get your points in. You want to get them in before Christmas, before the break, the winter break. This is where teams can start loading up, and it's a whole new team when you come back in January because they're ready for that cup coming up very shortly. So stay tuned for all the action. And yeah, we'll catch you in a bit.
100%. We'll see you all there. Get your mates down. Get the crowds going. You would not believe how much a home crowd can influence these games. There's no stewards, referees. Chuck a bottle on the pitch. Tell him his laces are undone. Get involved. Do your bit for the university. But yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. I can't wait for the last games. I'm going to be on the flight home, rewatching highlights on the 26 hours. I cannot wait, and we will see you all next week.